Rebecca.
Hi, lovely.
Oh, it's so nice to see your face. I'm so happy that once again you are part of the Happy Place Festival in a slightly different way this time round, but we're still doing our best to make it work, and I'm so grateful that you could be part of it. At the Happy Place Festival last year, all of your sessions were so popular and so game-changing for so many people. I've been visiting you for breathwork coaching for a long time, and I get so much out of it. So I'm really excited to see what we do today and to share what you do and your knowledge as well.
Yeah, lovely. I mean, thank you so much for asking me again. And of course, it's always a pleasure to come and do this for you and share the breathwork with your tribe. And of course, it's a massive shame, but also I think it's a wonderful way for us to know that we can reach audiences in different ways and in different mediums, and the work can still be just as powerful.
Yeah, no, I think we've all adapted in whatever way we can, and I think also if people do have a little more time, this might be the moment to try something new like this, or to make it part of their day or their week. To see where it takes them. And I have no clue what this session is going to be like today. I'm going to be completely led by you, and as always, I'm looking forward to how I'll feel at the end.
Yeah, so you're going to breathe with us today?
Yes.
All right, perfect. So if you think about what it is that maybe people could really do with right now, like what is it that they would like to bring in, or
I guess people are really looking for a teeny bit of calm and maybe grounding, because it feels like there's not much stability at the moment, in any sense. So I think for people to feel like they're going to be okay and they're grounded, and I guess like we've talked before about, being in your body, which might sound a bit bizarre, but sometimes, you've explained to me many a time, if you have a heightened state of anxiety or stress, you are kind of outside of your own body, and just to be very present in it, and just to calm the nervous system, I think as well, is probably quite needed.
Yeah, absolutely. Because and I think maybe people have a deeper understanding now of what that means to kind of be more in your body, and the importance of that, and then how the breath is, of course, the bridge from the mind to the body. And because everybody's nervous systems have been tested probably to the max lately, then you can really feel that in your body, where you can feel different parts of the body experiencing tension, or maybe feeling some tightness, or feeling some restrictions in the breath. So really, when we're working with breath work, and when I work with you and when I work with other people, I always like to describe it as taking your breath to the gym and giving it a really, really good workout. And it's a really good opportunity to have a bit of like a clean up of the mind, and also an emotional hygiene clean up as well, and to reset and rewire all of the systems in our body, because all of our systems are all correlating with every emotion, every experience, and every feeling. And often when we get triggered by events, or if we're getting triggered by experiences in this time, in this moment, often those experiences or those triggers are from the past, and in the way that our nervous system is responding to that. So when we're working with the breath, and how we're going to work with breath today, is to just see if we can get the nervous system and the brain and the body and the cardiovascular system and the respiratory system to all be communicating in the way that miraculously they do, because our bodies are miracles. They really, really are. And when we start listening to our bodies, and we start listening to our breath, then that can be really, really empowering. And like you say, it just can make us feel so much more grounded, more balanced, so that when we do have these storms, we can weather them so much more with ease.
Yeah, I think it's really needed at the moment. A lot of my mates that I'm talking to are feeling you know, it's very up and down. You know, one minute you feel like, oh, everything's fine, and the next minute it's really hairy. And I think anything we can do that is easy, you can do at home, it's free, accessible to anyone, but really effective, is valuable at the moment.
Yeah, I completely agree. And I think that a lot of people maybe have been feeling extra tension in their jaw or in their shoulders, and then also in the solar plexus area. So why don't we start working on that, and then maybe we can start doing some of the massaging of the jaw area, and just coming into just in this part, just where the top of the jaw and the bottom jaw meet. So just massaging in here, and you can probably feel a little bit of tension in the jaw.
A lot. A lot of tension in the jaw.
Yeah, so many people that I'm seeing lately really experiencing a lot of tension here, and also just in the back of where the bottom of the ear meets the bottom jaw. So if you just scooch under there, and then just with your second finger, just using a little circular movements. So what we're doing here, and just start connecting to your breath. So when I say connecting to your breath, just becoming aware of your breath, being aware of the inhale, aware of the exhale, and just noticing how it's flowing. So breathing through your nose and out of your nose. Good. And then just starting to, such a good way to give yourself a little facial as well. Often I find when I've been working in this way and working with the jaw and releasing some of this tension in the muscles that we hold, you can end up looking about 5 years younger. So,
oh, good.
It's always handy. So just really breathing, just staying connected to the breath, and then just massaging this area here. So just to explain what we're doing here is, the diaphragm obviously is a dome sheet muscle. It sits at the bottom of the rib cage, and that's our primary breathing muscle. And all it's there to do is to breathe. And so often when we're controlling emotion, when we're controlling pain, we're controlling maybe some stuff that we want to say, but even when we're controlling ourselves and stopping from laughing, the diaphragm can get very tight because we are holding our breath, or the rhythms and the patterns of our breathing change. So when the diaphragm gets tight, the jaw tends to get really tight, which people aren't always aware of, because you have these little muscles which are at the back of the head, which are all correlating and all connecting to the diaphragm. So if we start to let go of this tension in the back of the head, so if you just go to occipitals, which are just underneath the skull, so you just feel like these little sort of wells, these little grooves, and if you just go into there, Fearne, you can probably feel some tension maybe there as well. Breathing in and out. So what we're doing is we're just giving everything a bit of a warm up, activating the diaphragm, and just giving some space, letting go of some of the tension here, so that all of these muscles start to release, start to relax, and then the breath can flow more freely. Good. Okay, so then just closing your eyes and just putting your hands on your belly. And just breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. So as you're breathing in and you're breathing out, just see if you can push your hand away with your belly. So for some people that's going to be quite hard, and might feel that it feels like quite a lot of effort, or when you breathe in that way, it actually pulls up the muscles from the chest. So this is where you might be holding on to some tension, where you might be holding on to tension in the diaphragm. But the more that we practice here, the more that we practice using this deep diaphragmatic breath, breathing all the way down into your hips, really using these lower abdominal muscles. So using the lower belly to help to move the diaphragm. then immediately what we start to do is we start to send messages from the brain to the body and the body to the brain that we are going into a relaxed digest state, because we're stimulating, we're triggering, we're activating the parasympathetic nervous system. So this is really the state that we want to be in, ideally all the time. So keeping those shoulders down, keeping the jaw relaxed, and just allowing the breath to expand in and out. So visualizing the breath is moving in and out as opposed to up and down. So the breath is expanding in and out. Imagine there's like a ball of energy in your belly, or a ball of light. So as you're inhaling, that ball expands, and then as you exhale, that ball comes in. So we're doing this, and it's a really good way to massage all of the organs in your body, really helping with the digestive system, because the digestion can get so affected if we're feeling stressed or if we're feeling anxious. And when we're breathing in this way, we're not stimulating the sympathetic nervous system. So this is a really good, quick hack to come out of a state of panic or a state of anxiety, or if you're feeling like you've got a bit of brain fog. This is just a really good way to have this dialogue with your nervous system, which will then communicate and send messages up to the brain that you're safe, you're in a safe space. So keep breathing in and out, and just noticing the breath, noticing how it's flowing. Noticing if the inhale is easier than the exhale, or the exhale feels easier than the inhale. So we're going to have a little play. We're going to go into some slightly different states, and we're going to use 3 or 4 breathing techniques in this short time. But first of all, I'm just going to start with some coherent breathing. So we're going to start, this is known as the breath of longevity. Some really amazing results with science as to how it can really, really help the nervous system. Also is reported to have helped people with PTSD, with addiction, and it's so simple but so powerful. So we're going to breathe in for 5 and we're going to exhale for 5. So just keeping the eyes closed, keeping your awareness, just getting super comfortable. So feeling your spine on the floor, your sitting bones are feeling nice and supported, and your spine is straight. Your shoulders are down and your jaw is relaxed, and we're going to inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. And inhale, expand the belly 2, 3, 4, 5. And exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep going. Don't worry if it feels like it's a bit hard or it's an effort. Maybe if you want to just breathe in for 4. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. And hold the breath. And then exhale 2, 3, 4, and hold the breath. And then inhale, expand, and then hold the breath. And exhale, let go. Good, and then go inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. And inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. And exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 more rounds. Inhale, big inhale. And exhale, let go. And inhale. And exhale. Good. Keeping your eyes closed and just noticing how you feel right now. So hopefully you're feeling a little bit more present. Maybe you're feeling more grounded, or maybe you're noticing that you feel tired or you feel more awake. Just noticing, just being with that. So we're just going to do a little bit of diaphragm activation. So if we're just going into the solar plexus area, and Fearne, actually it'd be really helpful if you can show where that solar plexus area is. So we're going to go down into the sternum, so down the chest bone, and then just come underneath your rib cage where the middle of the rib cage meets, and find that little soft, sweet spot. That soft spot, but so it's not on the bone. And in this space, this is such a holding space where it gets very, very tight, which most people that I meet have a very tight solar plexus. So just putting your hands into the solar plexus. I'm going to show you. So putting it in here, pushing gently in with your hand. So as you inhale, you're pushing against that. And then let go. So breathing through your nose. And let go. So because as human beings, we all find it quite hard to let go of control. This is like our real control spot. So this is all just going to use this affirmation. It's safe for me to trust. It's safe for me to let go. Keeps breathing into that. It's safe to trust. Safe to let go. Good. Keep breathing in. It's safe to trust. It's safe for my body. It's safe to breathe. It's safe to let go. So I'm just using these affirmations, just talking to your subconscious, talking to times in your life or experiences in your life when you haven't felt safe to trust or to let go. So just keep breathing in there. Just keep breathing in and out. Breathing through the nose, just really feeling, just remembering to relax the jaw, relax your shoulders. Remembering to expand your belly. So as you're inhaling, visualizing, feeling, sensing that the belly is moving, the lower belly. So you imagine that you're breathing all the way from your hips. You've got the little muscles in the pelvis as well, which are part of your respiratory muscles. And because we're all so conditioned to hold our bellies in, or we are being activated by a flight or fight and tend to be upper chest breathers, we often forget to use these muscles and they can get a bit lazy or they're not activated. So just breathing into that lower part of your belly. And just getting really grounded, really present, really in your power. Just fully dropping into the upper body. So the upper body and the lower body are communicating together as one. Just really becoming at one with your body, at one with your breath. So really embodying this practice. Keep letting go of the mind. So then just putting your hands back on your belly. And then you'll notice maybe that's going to be a bit easier now to do the belly breathing. So just breathing into the belly again. And letting go. Good, just very simply just expanding the breath in and out, bringing all of your focus to the inhale and the exhale. So every time you find yourself going back up into the mind, which is perfectly normal, we have 50,000 thoughts a day, not all of those thoughts are very useful. Just use this opportunity to start letting go of some of those thoughts, just become the observer of those thoughts, not entertaining them, not analyzing them, but just gently pushing them aside and just bringing all of your awareness into your breath, into your body. So that anchor point is about 2 inches just beneath your belly button. You're just really staying with the breath, staying with that movement of the breath there. As you're breathing in and breathing out. As you're doing this, it's such a good way to boost your immune system when we can come into this relaxed digest state. And when you're working with the diaphragm in this way, then all of the systems and all of the cardiovascular system and lymphatic system gets its freedom to flow so much more easily, because you're clearing and letting go of any restriction within those microscopic muscles which are part of your respiratory system. So each time when you're taking this breath, it's a really good opportunity to detox the mind and the body. Detoxing the thoughts, but also detoxing 70% of our toxins leave via the breath. It's a really powerful way to cleanse, to clear, to get things moving. Sometimes when we feel stuck, and when we feel stuck in our body, then our breath can feel stuck as well. So it can be so representative of how we are in life, how we feel in life. So if our breath is moving and it's flowing, then we can feel that we are more in the flow as well. There's one thing that we can control is our breath. And when we consciously control and connect to our breath, then we can really have that power to change the way how we feel. We can change the way how we think. We all have that power inside us. Breathing in and out. Good. So now just, if you want to, you can just come onto your mat and put your head on the pillow. If you don't have a mat or pillow, it's totally fine. Or if you just want to stay, if you're in a comfy chair, that's totally fine as well. So bending your knees so that your feet are flat on the ground, and then putting your hands on your belly. So if your knees are bent, that's going to really help to bring the breath there. We're going to do a little bit of rolling breath. So we're going to move the breath in this wheel motion. So we're going to start the breath breathing through the nose, but we're going to connect the breath. We're going to connect the inhale and the exhale. So this maybe start bringing up some resistance. It might bring up maybe some feelings or emotions. Just being with it, we're just going deeper into the breath. Just allowing whatever is coming up as we're stimulating. We're really connecting to these parts of ourselves when we're just really choosing to fill everything with the breath. This is not a thinking exercise, it's a feeling exercise, really giving ourselves permission to really feel everything. We do everything that we possibly can to distract ourselves sometimes from some of the harder or the heavier feelings that are coming up. So just really honoring if there's any feelings of heaviness or of tension, or there's some sadness, or there's anger, or there's some anxiety. Just breathing into it. And as we're breathing into it, we're going to breathe through it. So we're going to breathe through it and breathe into it, and then move it. Move that feeling, that's energy and motion, just moving the emotion. So just bringing the breath down to your belly, breathing through your nose and out of your nose, and just see if you can then visualize the breath coming up into the midsection, then up into the chest, and then back around again. So it's like this wheel of energy. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Nice active inhale, more passive exhale. Nice strong breath. Just notice if that feels like, maybe that feels like it's an effort. Maybe that feels like it's hard today. But maybe life is feeling like it's a bit hard right now. Or maybe it feels like it's really easy, it's really flowing. Or maybe it feels like it's easier to breathe in the belly, but not so much in the chest. So just be aware of those patterns. As you're breathing in, just opening the breath, just getting the body to remember how we're breathing when we're babies and we're toddlers, with this beautiful, full, open breath. Keep breathing in, keeping the breath connected. Just connecting back to the inhale, the exhale, just keep staying with your breath, just noticing if those thoughts come up, but then just keep coming back to the inhale, back to the exhale. Good, and then gently opening the mouth wide. So we're going to just do a little bit of breathing through the mouth. Now, when we're breathing through the mouth and out of the mouth, we're not going to do this for very long because this can be quite powerful. Just going to shift the energy, just go a little bit deeper. Remember to relax your exhale. And just be with any feelings, be with anything that's there, just noticing how it feels in your body. Mouth might be feeling a little bit dry. Just going with it. Remember to breathe into the belly. Maybe you feel a bit tingly, a bit hot, a bit cold. Just remembering we're stimulating the nervous system, we're resetting it, we're realigning it. With the power of your breath, breathing in and out. Always start the breath in the belly, up to the chest. Good, 5 more of these. Good, breathing in. 2 more. Good, and again. Good, and then breathe in and hold the breath. Good, just hold the breath there. Keeping your jaw relaxed. Just try and relax your body as much as you can. Relax into it. Try not to fight it. And then let go. And then we're going to do another round. Good. So we should always be breathing through the nose in everyday life, but when we're using this technique, there's some opening in the mouth. Really helps us to just clear those patterns, clear those energetic patterns. Clear any restriction, clearing past stories, past dramas. Good, breathing in and out. Good, and then on the exhale, hold the breath. Good, hold the breath. Keep holding. Keep holding, 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 holding. And then just bringing your legs down. And coming back to your breath. And then just breathing through your nose. So keeping this will breath going. Breathing through the nose. And just see if we can just go into this space where you can really practice the art of letting go. So there's nowhere to go, there's nothing to do. Just done all this work with the breath. Just bringing in this prana, your life force, your chi, really connecting to that real true essence of you, that part of you. That breath that comes into the world with you and leaves the world with you. Just giving an opportunity to really have this time and space to breathe. So just allowing the breath to go where it wants to go, just noticing the subtle movements of the inhale and the exhale. Just allow your hands to fall down and your palms to be facing upwards, and see if you can just continue to really allow yourself to relax, to let go, to go deeper. Continuing to let go of the mind, let go of the thoughts, just creating this space for inspiration, for creativity to flow. Just thinking of 3 things that you're really grateful for right now. 3 things in your life. Maybe it's the air that you breathe, or maybe it's your friends, or the fact you have a roof over your head, or it's for nature or the sea, whatever it is, just 3 things that come up for you that you feel really grateful for. Those 3 things, just connecting to them and just really connecting to this high vibrational frequency, this energy of gratitude. Just feel that just emanating through every cell, every part of your body, every part of your being, every bone, every muscle, every vein. Just connecting to those feelings of joy, for that gratitude that you have for those 3 things. Just continuing to dive deep inside. Staying with your breath. Just feeling that spaciousness. Just noticing how it feels. Just feeling the ground beneath your body. As you continue this art of letting go. There's nowhere to go, there's nothing to do, just to breathe. Keep staying away from the thoughts, keep staying with the breath, going deeper and deeper inside. Good. Well done. So just keeping your eyes closed. Just bringing your awareness back to the ground beneath you, your surroundings, maybe the sounds around you. Bringing your awareness back into your feet by wiggling your toes, your fingers, just wiggling those. And then take a really nice deep breath in. And then let it go, the big sigh. And then again, deep breath in. And let go. And then one more big breath in. And let go. Good. And then bringing your focus back. Opening your eyes. Maybe having a stretch. And just notice how you feel.
That was so lovely.
Good. How are you doing?
Just feel it's another level of relaxation altogether. I think like a lot of people out there, we're going through these crazy days of either looking after our kids, working from home, or just being alone a lot. And you don't realise, I guess, where you're holding all that tension, or that you're even feeling that stress at all. And I think doing something like this just brings you back down to, you know, where we should be at. And yeah, it's just so lovely to remember to breathe.
Yeah, because often we're holding our breath, aren't we? Or we're not aware of how we're breathing, and sometimes we feel guilty if we've taken ourselves off for doing this sort of work as well. But
It's so
but it is so important, and the more that we can give self-care to ourselves, the more that then we can carry out into the world and give that care back to those that we love.
so true. And I really think that anybody who did that session at home and was there with me, you will equally feel different. It won't be the same as how I feel necessarily, but you will notice a change in, you know, from where you were at the start of that session to where we're at now. I certainly do. I always, I guess, attack these things high energy, and then by the end I'm like, wow, this is how I want to feel. And it's just a lovely thing that we can all do whenever. And I think that if you at home did that class and you really got something from it, or maybe you're just feeling curious as to how you might feel doing it more regularly, do this class again. You know, come back and go through this again. I certainly will. I'll certainly be going through that.
Yeah, because it's like whenever you arrive in the room and whenever you come to do the breath, it's always completely different, isn't it? And sometimes it can feel like it's so hard to get out of the mind, and there can be so much resistance, and then other times it can feel like it's really easy, or you might notice where there's tension more in different parts of the body, or it's easier to breathe into the belly. But the more that you practice it, and that's really where, you know, the magic is, and that's where the joy of it is that it's something that you do have right under your nose, and that you can practice every day, and that it is free. And the more that you do, then the more your breath becomes your companion, and it's a real it's a gauge of where you or how you're feeling in life, and helps to just regulate. And it's like such a good barometer of where our feelings are, or what's in perspective and not what's not in perspective. And often when I find we go into a breathing session, if something's up, or if I've got something, or that there's been a confrontation, or if I have a decision to make, just taking yourself off for a few moments to go and breathe, and you're not in this flight or fight state anymore. So you're not reacting, you're responding.
Yeah,
so that's
true. You know, to use this for making decisions, I think, is a really good practical bit of advice, or taking a pause before you act on something. I definitely need to do that a lot, because I can be quite reactive, and this is a surefire way to get into that nice grounded state. I can't thank you enough. It's so lovely. I really needed that today.
It's a pleasure. And the other thing as well, so good for the immune system, so good for, you know, boosting our immune system when we've got a healthy breath, when we're not pumping adrenaline and cortisol around the body, and that's not sending the brain messages to promote inflammation. So it's naturally, if we're breathing through the nose every day, so always, you know, try to always breathe through your nose during the day rather than the mouth, because then that's going to create nitric oxide, which also naturally helps the immune system and strengthens our lung capacity, and helps to boost the whole respiratory system.
Oh, thank you so much, Rebecca. It's been gorgeous having you as part of the
So lovely to see you.
Thank you for dropping by the Meditation Mountain, and we'll see you soon.
All right, darling. Thank you so much. Bye.